So this is lesson 3.7, page 105 through 108. This, like I said, will be homework. So it says, which of the two car payment options will cost less for 1 year? So if we're talking about a year, we're talking about 12 months. There's 12, need to be quiet, please, thank you. There's 12 months in a year. And they give us two amounts. There's a monthly amount, which is $325, that's this one right here. And then the quarterly amount, which is $952. And I went ahead and had some fun, and I drew car 1, and I also drew car 2. They're both kind of special cars. This car here, car 2, this has sort of a jet engine on the back, so it's really fast. And car 1 has a force field around it, which is kind of nice. So then, if there's some kids that are, let's say they're throwing...
tomatoes.
Yeah, tomatoes. That's not a very good throw, but anyways, and it should be red, huh? They're throwing tomatoes. The tomatoes hit the force field and splash back on the kids. I like that, yeah. So there you go. So that's kind of nice having a force field. Also means the car would never get dirty. So it's kind of nice not to have to clean your car. But anyways, I'm digressing. So if we were to take 12 months, and if I was to use, thank you. And I was to draw it on sort of like a bar graph. And if we're talking about quarters, there's 4 quarters in a dollar. So when we divide something into quarters, we're dividing it into 4 equal parts. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this whole thing would be 12 months, but it's divided into 4 parts. Each part would have what? 3 months. And if you count those 3s up, they would total 12. So quarterly is for 3 months. And we know that it's, for car 1, it's $325 a month. Quarterly is $952. So if you need to solve this problem, you would simply do 325 times 12. That would give you the cost for the year. And then quarterly would be 952 times 4. And then you would determine which one cost more, because you would have the total cost for the year for each one. You'd know which car was more expensive. All right, so I'm turning the page. I'm looking at page 106. And 106 just simply has an example. It has water, a water bill looks like. A gas and electric bill, and a cell phone bill. Now there's something that you guys need to make note of that's important, that will come into play sometimes, not only this time but other times. So the water bill, you can see, is what? $760. The gas and electric bill is what? $510. And the cell phone is what? $271 respectively. But there's this an important difference. The cell phone here is a monthly bill. The other 2 bills are quarterly bills. And so you know that the cell phone, you would just multiply that one. It'd be 271 times 12, and you would get the cost for the year. For the gas and electric, it would be 510 times 4, and you would get the cost for the year. For the water bill, it'd be 760 times 4, and you would get the cost for the year. And so they go further on to explain that. But in the coming days and weeks, you're going to see problems that'll be similar to this. And make note if some of them are monthly and some of them are quarterly, because that's going to make a difference in your calculations. Okay, turning to page 107 now. I'm on page 107. Let me move this down some more. Let's see here. Number 1, it says Carlos saves 18 cents every day of the year. If there are 365 days in the year, how many cents will he have saved? So, well, that's pretty easy. You're just going to take 365 and you're going to multiply that by 18. And you're going to get a number. Now remember, that number is cents. So, just remember, if there's 100 cents or 100 pennies, what would that equal? $1. Okay? So keep that in mind. Number 2, it says, that was number 1, now I'm looking at number 2 on the same page. It says Lila drives 129 kilometers round trip. So that's to and from work. How many kilometers does she drive in 31 days? Well, that's 129 times 31. You guys should be able to do that one. And remember to put, is it in miles or yards or inches? No, it's kilometers. So you could just put a K, or you could spell it out if you want. All right, let's look at number 3 together. Same page, 134 times 11. Well, this is easy. That's going to be 4, 3, and 1. Put down my placeholder, and again, 4, 3, and 1. Now I just add them up. 4, 7, 4, 1, and put my comma. It's pretty easy when you have a double digit for multiplication. We have another one like that down below. I'm looking at number 11. 11 is 1,206, and it's times 77. So 7 times 6 is 42, put down the 2, carry the 4. 7 times 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4. 7 times 7 times 2 is 14. Put down the 4, carry the 1. 7 times 1 is 7. Plus 1 is 8. And so put down the placeholder and then just repeat the number. And then add them together. $92,862. So let me pull a stick, and I'm looking on page 107, and I'll do one more. Ms. Schlegel, is there another one on page 107 you'd like me to do? Hurry up. 17. 922 times 81, and this is number 17. So 2, 2, 9, placeholder. 8 times 2 is 16, put down the 6, carry the 1. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17, put down the 7, carry the 1. What's 8 times 9?
8 times 9, 72.
Mr. Spears.
72.
72 plus 1 is 73. 2, 8, 6, carry the 1, 4, 7. 74,682. All right. Let's look at page 108. I don't have much room left here. This is page 108. It says Jason frequently travels for work. This year he plans to make 15 trips to Chicago. What's the total cost for his airfare? Well, if you look at the chart, you can see that Chicago costs, what is it, $489. And he's taking how many trips? 15, so it's 489 times 15. And it says, write an equation and then solve it. And so $489 times 15 is something, and you guys can go ahead and do that one. Number 24, just below that, it says, which trip would cost more? 15 trips to Boston. We know Boston is 178, so that's 178 times 15 equals something. Or 11 trips to New York. What's New York? 225. 225 times 11 equals something. And so you'd have to figure out which one would cost more and explain. Well, the fact that you're doing the math right there, that will be a sufficient explanation. All right, let me add a page here. Now I'm on 25. It says a cook at a restaurant is planning her food. She expects to use 115 pounds of potatoes for each day for 12 days. How many pounds will she order? Well, that's easy, 125 times 12. Oh, thank you. $115. Thank you for correcting me there. All right. And then let's see here, number 26. Higher order thinking. Carolyn bought a gallon of paint that will cover 250 square feet. She wants to paint a wall that is 16 feet wide and 12 feet high. So here's her wall. 16 feet wide, 12 feet high. Let's see here. Miss Moreno, what color paint does she use? Hurry up, pick a color. Took too long. Blue. She's using blue. Okay, she's going to paint her wall blue. Hopefully better than that. She missed some spots here and here. And so this is going to be 16 feet. And this is 12 feet. And when we're talking about area, this is important. When we're talking about area, it's length times width. So it's going to be 16 times 12 to get the area. And the area is everything inside. Now, not long ago, we did a problem that was talking about the perimeter. Let's say if this was 20 and this was 15, remember you have to add all four sides to get the perimeter. This would also be 20 and this would also be 15. So when you do perimeter, you're adding up all four sides. When you do area, you're just simply multiplying one side by the other. Remember, perimeter is going around an object. The area is what's inside an object. And this particular problem is talking about area. So when you get your answer in area, the answer is, and let's just call it x. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to call it x. But it's going to be x square feet. That's how you would label it. Whatever 16 times 12 is. Mr. Kimmel, you got that?
Yeah.
Good. All right. So 27 and 28, I'll let you guys do that on your own. That's it for the lesson. And I want you guys to work on this. And I'm going to go around and grade your projects.